Hello everyone, welcome to a brand new class. We're testing a brand new class, brand new style today. The class is called Strong Fit. The focus is, you guessed it, building strength. We're gonna be using 2 sets of dumbbells today, one heavier, one lighter. You also might want a mat because we're gonna be doing some work out of the plank position on the floor. Nothing on our back though, so any hard surface will work if you don't have access to a yoga mat. I also recommend getting some water because it's important to hydrate throughout any workout. We're gonna start with a little mobility warm-up to mobilize our joints and warm up our muscles. And then we're gonna get into strength work for the majority of the class with a little metabolic or cardiovascular finisher before we leave. All in all, the total time should be around 35 minutes. I haven't tested the full time yet, so I'm not 100% sure, but I hope to get you out of here in a relatively short time period. I'm gonna cue up the start of my playlist, and then we're gonna get started with our mobility warm-up. Okay, so first thing I'd like to do is just elevate the heart rate a little bit. A little jog on the spot, hopping side to side. Whatever you need to do to wake up the ankles, bottom of the feet. I like to go forward and back, bring it forward. A little side to side action. Okay, next up, let's do a few jumping jacks to get that core temperature even hotter. Let's go. Nice and big. Want those feet wider than shoulder width. I want your hands to come right overhead, right overhead. Full jumping jacks here. Nice, okay, next. Take your feet about shoulder width apart. We're gonna reach up overhead. We're gonna squat to come down to the floor. Walk out to a high plank. Walk the hands back up between the feet. Sit back to the heels. Stand back up. Squat to come down. Walk out. Pause for a second in high plank. Walk the hands back between the feet. Sit back towards the heels. And rise back up with a squat. One more. Okay, good. Next, I want you to get down into a high plank position. What we're going to do from here is sit back towards the heels, bending the knees. This is called loaded beast. Then we drop the heels. Push the tailbone up to the ceiling for a downward dog. Then roll our way back into plank. And repeat. Loaded beast. Drop the heels, downward dog. Roll it back to plank. One more time. Okay, pause for a second in plank. Step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. For what's called a lizard lunge. And then open up. That left hand reaching up to the ceiling energetically for what's commonly called the world's greatest stretch. Place the left hand back on the ground, step back to plank. Repeat on the other side. Open the right hand up to the ceiling. World's greatest stretch. Bring it back down, step back to plank, and make your way back up to your feet. Nice start, nice warm up. Okay, here's how the workout's gonna break down. We're gonna be working in sets of 3 exercises. Our first set of 3 exercises, all of our pushing patterns. So what is a push pattern? Without getting too sciencey, let's just talk about what 3 exercises we're doing today that are push patterns. First, we're gonna front load the dumbbells, heavy or light, up to you, whichever ones you feel comfortable squatting with today. We're gonna do what's called a front rack squat. So the dumbbell's gonna be in our hands here. We're gonna squat, stand back up, front rack squat. Then, we're gonna come down to the mat. We're just gonna do a simple push up from the knees or the toes, or even with the hands elevated by the dumbbells. And we're gonna finish with an overhead press, standing. And you can add a little juice from the knees and make it a push press if you like. Each exercise is gonna be done for 30 seconds with 30 seconds rest in between. Exercise number 1 is that front rack squat. I'm gonna set up my timer and then we'll get to it. I'm using my heavy dumbbells for the squat in case you're wondering. I've got 40s and I've got 25s. Work with whatever works for you. Just know that for legs, I typically do use the heavier set, so use yours too. Okay, let's start those front rack squats in 3, 2, 1. We're going for 30 seconds. Notice how I have my palms facing my shoulders here and the edges of the dumbbells supporting each other. They're touching in the middle. Stay nice and tall, upright through the chest. 3, 2, 1, and lower your weights back down. Okay, so we got about 30 seconds to chill. A little bit more rest in the strength workout than maybe what you might typically see in a HIIT workout, a cardio workout. That's because we need the time to recover. And you should be lifting heavy so that you do need that time. Next up is the push-up. Let's get going in 3, 2, 1. Nice quality reps here. Ten seconds left. Great. 2 and 1. Good job. All right. So we're gonna use the heavy weights for the exercise for the legs, the front rack squat. For the overhead press, I'm now going to switch to my lighter set. And again, I would like you to have your palms facing each other, not out like this, but here. Pressing overhead. Start with the weights in front of you. And then at the end of the movement, your biceps should line up with your ear. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So I start here. And then at the top, weight comes up overhead. And my arms are right next to my ear. Or here, side. 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Now, I debated how much rest to give here. I think I want to keep us moving, so I'm only going to make it 30 seconds. I want to keep it only 30 seconds rest at a time. So we're going back to the front-loaded squat next. I got my heavy set back out. I'm getting ready to squat. Squat, one of my favorite exercises. Absolutely love it. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. In my opinion, all humans should squat. We were built to do this. So important that we practice it in our training programs. Almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Weights down. This is the kind of workout that you might not feel too much at the start, but it's going to build over time. By the end, we're going to be tired. Trust me. Next up, we got the push-up. Going in 15 seconds. All right, 3, 2, 1. Here we go, down to push-up position. Keep that body in a nice straight line. Straight line from the back of the head, all the way down to the heels. I don't want those hips dipping. Halfway there. Three, 2, and 1. Good job. Next up, we got the overhead press. So again, my little tip, if you start to tire doing a strict overhead press is just when we use the arms. A push press is when we bend the knees a little bit and use that extension in our legs to help drive the weights up overhead. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. I'm going with the strict press. A little bit more focus on the shoulders. I like to switch to the push press if I start to fatigue. Ten seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Weights down. Okay. Again, I'm only giving you 30 seconds. We're going back to the squat. This is going to be the last time. The last time that we go through these 3 exercises, and then we're going to get a fresh set of 3. We'll do all our pulling next. Push, then pull, then a little twist at the end. All right, let's get ready for the squats. Rack those weights up. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Nice and slow and controlled going down. You can even pause at the bottom and then rise back up. Three, 2, and 1. Good job. Let's put those weights down. Push up is next. Starting to get a little fatigued now. Ready, we're gonna get 1 minute of rest before we go into our pull exercises. Push-ups, starting in, 3, 2, and 1, here we go. Finally, we got that push press. Or overhead press, depending on whether you're doing it strict or with a little juice from the legs. Let's get the weights in our hand. We're starting in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. We're racking and press. Sending my fists up through the ceiling. Nice strong push up overhead. Almost there. 3, 2, 1 more. And 1. Good job. Bring it down. We got 1 minute rest. Feel free to dance. All right, that's me dancing up to get my water. Hope we're feeling good so far. I feel pumped up, feeling good. Feel good about this. We're gonna get a little extended rest here because I want to give a good demonstration for this next exercise. It can be a little technical. We are going to start the pull group with a Romanian deadlift. So we're gonna have the dumbbells in our hands. And I want you to take a look at my side body here, what the side of my body looks like. Good cue for this that I was just talking with someone about today is putting your fingers in your hip creases. As you push your bum back and fold forward, dropping your chest towards the floor, you want your hip crease to fold over those fingers so it feels like it's crushing them. If you're doing this with core technique, the back rounds as you lower the weights, and you don't get that pinching sensation on your fingers because you're not creating a hip crease like you would in a hinge. You want to push the hips back, keep the back nice and flat like you can see mine is, and then push the hips forward, squeezing the bum at the top of the movement. This is a great exercise for the back of the legs, the glutes, and the hamstrings. We're going to start with 30 seconds Romanian deadlift, and then I'll tell you what's coming next after we get through it. 3, 2, 1. Pick up your weights. So lower, keep the back nice and flat, and then boom. Hips pull through, rip through. Get a nice slow descendo. Halfway there already. Another key point I was just talking about today, keeping that chin tucked. You want your eye line to follow your upper body. 3, 2, 1. And what I mean by that is not looking up like this the whole time. Okay, next. Taking that bottom position to where we are right here, and have a little bit more demand on our posterior chain as we hold this position, and then we're going to use our weights to bent over row. So pulling the elbows and the shoulders back in space, squeezing our back to pull the weights up towards our hips, and then lowering them back down. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Woo! Lastly, the last pull that we're going to do is for our arms. That's a lot of work for our back and our legs, those two first exercises. So now we're just going to stand with our hands in a hammer grip, palms facing the midline. We're going to do bicep curls in 10 seconds. Let's pick up the light weights for this one. Watch me from the side to see what my elbows are doing here. 3, 2, 1. What are my elbows doing? Nothing. My elbows are in a fixed position. So important when we bicep curl that our elbows remain fixed in order to isolate the bicep. Same actually goes for any tricep extension that we do to isolate the back of the arm. 3, 2, 1. Let's put those weights down. Okay, 30 seconds rest, and then we're going through for round 2. Starting with the deadlift, then the bent over row, and then finishing with the hammer curl. In 10 seconds, we're gonna deadlift. Get those weights set up. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Good job. I like to stand up between these sets and stretch out my back a little bit. Hands on the hips. Walk it off for a second. We're going back into that hinge position. A lot of work for the low back here to hold ourselves in that position and space. Feel free to switch from your heavier set to your lighter set for bench over rows. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Halfway. 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Bicep curl next. I gotta stop. I gotta stop acting like I dance, but I'm having too much fun. All right, 10 seconds. We're doing the hammer grip, bicep curl. 3, 2, 1. Here's what it looks like from the front. Stay nice and tall. Notice how my torso isn't swinging. All that's moving is the waist, or the waist. Ten seconds left. 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Woo! Quick sip of water coming. We got one set of those left. So back to the top. Deadlifts, bench over rows. We're going in 15 seconds. Three, 2, and 1. Here we go. Halfway. 3, 2, and 1. Weights down. Woo! Bench over row next. Last round of these. Going in 15 seconds. Remember, move that shoulder and elbow together. That's where all the action is happening. We're starting in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Finishing with the bicep curl. Woo! We're gonna get a minute break after this, and we're going into our cardio finisher. Bicep curls in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. All right. Next up, for these 3 exercises that we're gonna finish with, we're gonna be down in a plank position to start. There's gonna be a significant demand here for core strength as well as conditioning, okay? So we're gonna start with a little snippet of what we did in the warm-up, loaded beast to plank, okay? And the idea here is this time we're moving quickly and explosively from position to position. So we start with the feet about shoulder width in plank. We bend the knees, sit back towards the heels. This is loaded beast, and then we come back to plank. And then we can add some speed, bumping from position to position. So we're getting nice work for our quads, nice work for our core. Let's start with that, and then I'll demonstrate as we go what's coming next. We got 3 exercises, 30 seconds each, 30 seconds rest in between for at least the first round. Let's start with loaded beast to plank. In 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Halfway. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, next up, we're going to start in that plank position. This time, we're going to flip into a squat, then come back down to plank, and then back up into squat. It's the bottom half of the burpee. I call these bottom half burpees. Just make sure you're getting your hands up, out in front of you, in the low squat. We're going in 10 seconds. Stay strong, people. We're on the home stretch now. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Fifteen seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Finally, we're gonna do one of my favorites. It's a low plank crawl. So we're gonna start down in low plank, and then we're gonna crawl elbow from knee to the outside of the elbow. Opposite or alternating sides for 30 seconds. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Ten seconds. 3, 2, and 1. All right, you know what? This song has got me fired up. I'm feeling fired up today. We're gonna make it a little interesting now. We're gonna continue in this second round with 30-second intervals of work. But I'm gonna shorten that rest. Let's do that again. Shorten that rest from 30 seconds to 15 seconds in between the exercise. So we're gonna see how we handle that. First up, low beast to plank. We're going in 3, 2, and 1. 30 seconds of work starts now. Three, 2, and 1. Next up, bottom half burpee, plank to low squat. We're going in 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Here we go, 30 seconds. And 1. Woo! 15 seconds rest. And then we go low plank crawl. Three, 2, 1. Here we go. Three, 2, 1. How you feeling, team? I got one more twist. This is it, final round. It's time to dig in. Here's the last twist of the day. This final round. We're doing 3 exercises, 30 seconds each, back to back. Oh, no rest in between. We'll go loaded beast to plank, 30 seconds directly into the bottom half burpee, and then finish with a low plank crawl. And then we stretch and cool down. Loaded beast to plank. We're starting this off. It's only a minute and a half total time. That's all the work left in today's workout. 3, 2, 1, loaded beast to plank, let's go. Come on, team, minute and a half, that's nothing. We got this. That's like half of a pop song. Anything can be done for a minute and a half. 10 seconds left in this first one. 3, 2, 1, all right, pause and plank. And then flip up. Back down and plank, and then come up. Good. "15 seconds left here. Three, 2, 1. Come down to low plank crawl to finish. Oh, my legs are tired. This is great. 15 seconds to go, come on. 3, 2, and 1. Good job, team. That was the finish I needed. I'm sweating now. Good job. Cheers. We're gonna cool down for now. Just walk it off, grab some water. I'm gonna quickly switch up the music. I'll be right back. All right, let's come down into a child's pose. Okay, next tabletop position, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Let's do 3 cat-cows. Start by rounding, exhaling, tucking the chin into the chest. And then inhale, lower the chest towards the floor, arch the back, look up. Push the floor away, rounding, chin in the chest, exhale. Inhale, arch to rise. One more time, exhale, rounding. Inhale, arching. Take a big step forward. On legs, we're in this low lunge position. Roll the tailbone under to lengthen the hip flexor on the right side if your left leg is forward. Reach the arms up overhead. Great, lengthen the front body. And then drop the hands behind the back to open the chest, lift the chest to the ceiling. All right, let's switch legs. Same thing on this side, roll the tailbone under. Drop the hands behind the back, lift the chest. All right, let's come up onto our feet. With a wide stance, let's sweep the arms overhead and then fold forward at the hips, dangling the head between the legs. Rock back and forth from the balls of your feet to the heels. Feel that sensation in the hamstrings. Reach both hands over, grab one ankle. Reach both hands over, grab the other ankle. And then slowly rise. That's going to do it for today, party people. Thank you for coming out to the first episode, the first edition of Strong Fit. I hope you had a good time. Please leave any comments if you have any feedback for how the class was. Otherwise, see you next time. Make sure to refuel before your next workout.